black people are doing that to Ice Cube because he's doubling down. He ain't saying, "Hey y'all, man, I lapsed the judgment, man. I let the Trump campaign use me." You know what I'm saying?
Give him his props, because guess what? He did what a lot of motherfuckers ain't gonna do. He still went out there and spoke on some shit.
Nah, you right.
A lot of niggas sitting on their ass today, and they laughing at him and talking about him.
And maybe that's what we need to do as black folks. Maybe we need to look at these other celebrities and be like, man, at least he doing something. Why ain't y'all
exactly
with him?
How they got a whole 11-minute compilation just hours ago of everybody, celebrities roasting Ice Cube, but you bitch ass niggas ain't doing shit. This man he's speaking up. Even if he is wrong on what he said, we know what he's trying to do.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
We know the agenda he's trying to push. He want to help.
But look, this is what I was telling him that was the difference, cause they both shit. I'd rather go for a nigga, cause you know you was bringing up the foul shit that Biden did, but this nigga Trump, he blatantly pushing that fucking racism shit. And that's some shit. You know what I think about? If he become president again, it's gonna get worse. And I worry about like my mama going to the store by herself, like my friends going like. Bruh, people in danger. Like you can't be there to protect everybody. Everybody like in danger.
And that's a good point that you make, because even when me and Nicole, we go to the store over here, like literally we talk about this all the time, because we have to literally watch our back, because it could be a random act, white dude with a gun, feel some type of way, walk up and shoot you like they shot that old grandpa, the old black grandpa in the Kroger in Ohio or somewhere like that. You know what I'm saying? He with his grandkids, and a white supremacist came in the program and shot. He literally said, "I was going there to kill the first black person I seen."
Exactly.
And it was a grandpa with his grandkids.
But they put that shit online. Like they go online and literally threaten like these black people. Like, I'm gonna kill. Like, and nothing get done to them. That's not a threat. But if we did some shit like that, it's a terrorist. But I'm saying it's a terrorist threat. If we do that shit, that's a terroristic. They gonna come get you right now. But they get away with that shit all day, so they let you know the value of our life.
Where we live over here, it's scary. Cause you know what? You ride around here for 20 minutes. And watch how many Trump signs you see.
Oh, that Trump flag with him holding a machine gun? The dude who live at the end of my street is the dude with the flag. He got it now. He got a flagpole. He has Trump 2020 flag. He has this black Trump flag with Trump holding a machine gun with Rambo and Rambo gear, and then got a sign that say no to Creepy Joe in his yard.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he stands outside with his gun on his hip, concealed. Like he'll be picking at his grass with his gun on his hip. You know, mowing his lawn with his gun on his hip.
Like he hopes something start.
But he's scared. But they tell you he's scared. Cause one of us run up on this motherfucker, you ain't gonna be able to get to that gun.
And literally, I have to pass his house every day.
Nah, he right there
at the end of the street.
Yeah, he right there, my guy.
And the dude across the street is his brother. I shit you not, it's his brother. They always together. Like they families go back and forth across. Like his kids run across the street, and it's like, damn, it's two of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Right. How many more is it? You know what I'm saying? If Joe Biden win, shit gonna hit the fan. If Trump win, shit gonna hit the fan.
Either way,
shit gonna hit the fan. So.
What bullshit you want to deal with today?
But like having cousin, it's just like a KKK member just running the whole shit.
Like literally, your daddy was in the
dragon leader, what they call that shit.
And he give the hand signals when he be doing his hands. He giving hand signals. Like you over here, like we know, like we don't know. Like people believe black folks are ignorant on a lot of the issues that plague us. Like how you gonna sit here and think we don't know what goes on with us and think that you know, have an understanding of what goes on with us better than us? Like, nah, man, we sit here and we tell you this, and the reason why you ignore it is because, like you said, your daddy was a KKK member, dude. Like, you don't give a fuck about it. You ain't said shit about it. You've been in office for damn near 4 years, 3.5 years, ain't lift a finger to promote black people.
They know. They don't think that we ignorant. They know that we know shit, but that's why they try to hold certain people out of power. Like, that's why when niggas come up and they feel like they enlightening us, like the people that's at the bottom, That's why they try to knock them off or blacklist them and shit like that. Like, because they don't want everybody to be on the same accord. Just like we was talking about this shit. Everybody trying to push the same agenda, but everybody doing it over here and over here and over here. Like ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? That's what they feel.
Yeah.
But if we had the power, we wouldn't be using it like they using it.
No, we wouldn't have no reason to.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like we not hateful like this.
We wouldn't talk to hate nobody.
We weren't. But see, they use places like South Africa as an example of how now all the black people in charge, how they treat the white folks that come to South Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they try to use that as an example, but my rebuttal is we're not the same. Our mentality is different. Our economy, our lifestyle is different here in America. Black folks, we just want what's ours. You give us what's ours, we gonna take it. We gonna build upon it, and you leave us alone. We're not gonna mess with y'all. We gonna be in our own world, in our own utopia, Wakanda, whatever you want to call it, doing our thing and improving our people. We're not gonna be worried about y'all because we know we have a lot to catch up on in our own community.
Look, just treat me with respect and treat me like I'm a fucking human. Like all the rest of the shit, I can do that myself.
Exactly.
Like all the other shit is just extra, bro.
All that we need money shit with Ice Cube, no.
Yeah.
We don't need
Bro,
money.
exactly. Look, this nigga told me. What do you think about this? Nigga told me that the government assistance and you know, like WIC and food stamps and shit like that, they're just handicapping black people, and that's why they not motivated to go get shit.
What you should tell him is white people lead in the percentile of unemployment, food stamps. We are number 3 under Mexicans. Not Mexicans.
You should also tell them that these programs were put in place to save America.
But we started this shit.
The free
and they took this shit like everything else.
Yeah.
Because the Black Panthers, even though they were a communist party, a lot of America's policies for poor people are socialist and communist policies, like Social Security that protects our elderly when they too old to work and make an income. At least they've been working for 40, 50 years. At least they can have something to fall back on. But you want to take that away from them. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel like it's a government handout. No, it's something that they work for and put in their whole entire lives to get back at the end of something. Just like welfare. If I pay taxes into this system, why not, when I fall on hard times, can't this system help me and take care of me until I can reach a certain point? Or, you know what I'm saying? And I look at it like that. And a lot of these situations were implemented because white people were too poor. Like after the Great Depression, you had to implement welfare. The government had to give away money to people because people couldn't make a living off the land because it was dust. So then you get all of these socialist, so quote unquote socialist programs, but they were implemented by Republican presidents, yes, to save white people. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the only way they're gonna do something about some shit if some white people are affected. Look at Flint.
Exactly.
Ain't shit still ain't been done about that. But that's how they see us though, bro.
And what's so fucked up about it, Flint is in every inner city neighborhood, any black neighborhood in America. You got Flint. You got lead pipes where the drinking water got lead in it. Like you go to Joppy and in South Dallas, you know what I'm saying, or south of South Dallas, they just now got running water like last year. It's a whole black community who didn't even have clean running water. They was still using well water in South Dallas.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
That's cold.
So yeah, you put a black face on it, they lose interest. You know what I'm saying? That's like COVID. COVID was a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? Huge scare. In the beginning, it was like around probably April or May. That's when it was like, okay, they start seeing people die. And they start to panic, but then once they start realizing who was actually dying, oh, Hispanics are at the top, then it's black folks dying. Oh, and then white folks are good. It's really only old white folks. If it's young, healthy white folks, they're not really being affected. Okay, well, guess what, y'all? Don't worry about wearing no masks. You know what I'm saying? Let's open up. Let's get us back to school. Let's get us back to work, y'all. Like, once you realize that it's affecting black and brown people at higher rates and it's affecting us more, you stop giving a fuck about trying to implement quarantine and masking in the spread. Now you're trying to go for this herd immunity. Let's get as many people sick as we can to build up this immunity. But you know who's going to die in the process because the science is already showing you who's going to die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and when people like, when black folks go for Trump, I like, it bothers me because I'm like, bro, you literally know that this person has tried to stop every advancement for black people.
I just say how much you paying. I asked him how much you paying.
Bruh,
How
you
much
see
you paying
when the fucking check came out, them people telling me, he cool now. Like,
Boy, I
you
swear
get
to God.
$1,200 now, nigga.
Like,
$1,200.
$1,200. First of all, they didn't even want to give you that. You know what I'm saying? The Democrats had to come to the table and press this issue. Literally, Bernie Sanders had to go in the Senate and make that big speech where he was like, y'all are tripping because we giving people an extra $600.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Extra $600 a pay period. You know what I'm saying? Or every extra $600 a week, so they can make it through a pandemic. Like some of these people lost their house, lost everything, and yet y'all want to trip. If it wasn't for him getting up there, we wouldn't have that extra $600 that across the board, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, right, left, whatever you want to call it, across the board, everybody approved of. Everybody like that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Where the fuck did that come from? Where the fuck did that number come from?
Because they
1,200.
They were trying to do the 1,200 figure. I guess on average, I don't know where they got 1,200, but and I hate when they look on average too, and
based on averages.
Based on average, because averages they fluctuate, man. Like they fluctuate. If you go based off average, 1,200 might have got a lot of white folks who got savings and got 401ks.
Exactly, bro. See, you
stocks and shit.
Exactly. You don't know who the most fucked up. Like it's hard to,
It's hard to gauge.
But they don't even care. Like that's the part.
That main line.
Real time.
They don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's
just like with everything else. Like with the they say they're gonna take the Black Lives Matter off the courts. Like the
they did take them off the courts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not gonna keep going because people was complaining about. They talking about like. We with the Black Lives Matter movement, but we just want to watch sports.
Exactly.
So why is it
we the niggas on the court?
You see McDonald's signs everywhere. You ain't complaining that McDonald's being promoted like, but this sign on the court is fucking with your bitch.
I think a lot of these NBA players, much as I love sports and I watch sports every day, I think all of them should stop. And when they stop,
playing.
But see, white people go crazy.
That's
the entertainment.
Like literally, if not only stopping Ice Cube, I understand what Ice Cube is trying to do, but you're trying to be a black separatist in the sense of you want black people to have our own stuff, and that's I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that, but there's people who have been trying to push this agenda for longer than you, a lot longer than you. You know what I'm saying? But my point with Ice Cube is he started the Big Three because he wanted to have a league that was created by black people for black people. Yeah. In that sense that we need to have our own. We make up the majority of the assets because that's how these owners look at it. These owners look at these are my assets. You know what I'm saying? This is you're an asset to me. That's why they invest so much into this asset because they know that they're going to get a bigger return on their investment. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they try to look at, okay, these are my assets. And they don't look at us as humans with opinions and with thoughts about this. They just look at our assets. You know, I pay you to do this, you need to do this, and no, you know what I'm saying?
That's where the shut up and dribble comes from.
And if we all just think about that and say, wait, we're making up this league. We all just leave and go somewhere else.
But check that, bro, that's the same thing with a job. It's the same, it's all the same cycle. It's all the same
Everybody can walk off the job too.
Yeah, but ain't nobody gonna do this.
But see, no, that's not true because that's when you get a strike. When everybody decides, that's why. But see, that's why a lot of corporations try to push against labor unions because that's what labor unions do. Labor unions literally, their setup is like, okay, let's get all these workers under this contract and say this is what we're all going to agree upon as far as our pay, our wages, how we're going to be represented if something goes wrong with the company. Because I was a part of CWA. when I was at Frontier. So I get the structure, and if we can build something like that, like a union, like the NBA PA, that's their union. You know what I'm saying? They do have a labor union, but see the NFL PA, their labor union doesn't have as much clout because a lot of these people in their labor union are paid by the owners, are real buddy with the owners. You know what I'm saying? So policy gets pushed a lot of the time.
Booster club, basically.
Yeah, booster club. So they do have this in place, but a lot of players who, you know, your mama been poor her whole life, and then now you just make it to the league, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They really ain't trying to rock the boat too much, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel like is cowardice in the sense that, you know what I'm saying, you have an opportunity here to really make a difference for future generations.
Right.
Like, if y'all just say, fuck it, we finna stop. So my son, if he want to come in, it'll be different for him, and he won't have to go through these slave contracts and like Dak. You be in a situation like Dak Prescott, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, you gotta do what's morally right.
Yeah, morally right, but see,
I think these motherfuckers don't have morals.
In the NFL, I don't know. It's they're scared. The owners got them scared. Like literally, these owners got them scared to want to speak up and say something because. You look at people like Kaepernick, you know what I'm saying? Like when he tried to stand up for what he believed in and how they did him, that even though it worked out for him in the end, a lot of those black athletes are like, nah, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't go 4 or 5 years without an income, an NFL income, and still make it and still survive. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. So it scares a lot of them into just going with the flow, and I don't speak on politics, you know, I just come to play that type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it does that to them simply because out of fear. And not to mention a lot of these NFL owners are personal friends with Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry Jones.
I couldn't do it.
Like a personal friends with Donald Trump. Like literally Trump when he was like they should, all them sons of bitches should be fired. You know what I'm saying? They literally blackballed Kaepernick just to appeal Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Knowing good goddamn well Kaepernick could have went to all these struggling, you know, QB teams and been productive. You know what I'm saying?
Went to the Super Bowl.
But I feel like that, like even that coward shit is like a dependent state of mind too, because you feel like it's nothing else you can do besides this. You probably gonna get the same amount of money, but at least you're doing something that's pushing what we trying to accomplish as a whole. Exactly. Like you can't get.
They want to happen overnight because you know what?
If you don't stand up, you can't.
If we all had an organization right now that we ran and we worked under and we walked out and it took 2 years for it to crumble, but we made it crumble. People scared of the wait. They want it to happen overnight.
Instant gratification.
Yeah.
We want that instant gratification, but
I don't feel like everybody's view is the same as yours was. See, I feel like niggas jumped the gun when they heard the Ice Cube shit before they even knew what the fuck. Like the way that he break it down, I don't think everybody else was that educated on the whole situation.
No, they wasn't. I wasn't.
They just looking at it. Ice Cube, Trump, he canceled.
Exactly.
Like nigga quick to cancel and like that's how we do our people though.
And you know what? At the end of the video, guess what? He hooked up Alicia Garza and Ice Cube. Now he finna start funding the stuff that she got going on. They gonna talk about ideas on how to help.
Yeah, I
but see, he wasn't doing it to shit on Ice Cube. He was helping him because he know what Ice Cube agenda is. But you're going about it the wrong way because you don't have information.
But look, at the same time, it really wasn't exposing but it just felt like that to me. But actually, it was a lesson for don't be speaking on shit that you're not educated on.
Exactly.
When I looked at that, bro, it kind of made me feel something inside. Like,
but see, y'all have to understand the history of Roland Martin. See, Roland Martin has everybody on his show. He has people who are black Republicans who are commentators on his show.
Yeah.
He wants black voices from all across the spectrum to come and have a platform to speak. That's why he has this news show. So if the mainstream media doesn't want to talk about black issues, guess what? You can go to Roland Martin show and they're going to talk about black issues. So that's where a lot of people go with this. So he already knew Ice Cube's plan. He already knew what it consisted of and the mindset that Ice Cube was in and where Ice Cube wants to go with it. So he was saying, hey, and he was like, hey, I'm not trying to criticize you. I'm going to critique your plan because I feel like you said, all the plans don't go far enough. But here is where you can be better on your plan, and he's more so saying, here who is also doing this exact same thing that you're doing, let's come together and both of y'all get it done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's more so what he's doing.
That's how I ended. That's how I ended.
But see, I feel like with black people, we do need to start getting into the political fray. We do need to be on both sides of the aisle, but being a black conservative, and the reason why I'm saying conservative, because Republican views were like the old Democratic views. As y'all know, that the ideology split. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So black and Republican, you know what I'm saying, back then the old time Democrats didn't fuck with black people. So you being a part of something that don't fuck with you, I just don't get. But I can understand black people having conservative views. So fucking we do need to be on both sides of the aisle, but let's not compromise our integrity. Let's not sell our soul just to be a part of the integrity.
Though, to protect black people though, because we ain't got the police.
We don't need nothing to protect us. We just need them to stop fucking with us.
We don't protect each other.
No, we damn sure don't.
So who the fuck protect us? We can't, like, the police ain't protecting us, they killing us. Yeah. Like, who the fuck protect black people?
They got rid of the group that protected us. The Black Panthers, that's what I feel like.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because the police is the protectors for white people.
Just like they doing with all of the black movements now, Black Lives Matter, Until Freedom, they did the same thing with Black Panthers. Exactly. They infiltrated them and they discredit the group and discredit what they did to make it seem like they were this radicalized terrorist group. But that's not what they were. They were a social communist political party. You know what I'm saying? They were communists. You know what I'm saying?
They manipulating those who gonna listen to. Like, we know what the fuck it is, but the people who gullible enough to listen to this shit is gonna ride with the shit, and they gonna spread this shit everywhere, just like the goofy ass nigga, you know, over there with Cuz. Yeah. Like, it's people like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And they feel like if they can do something to appeal to like your just most in their like sense of just wanting to be a part of this American experiment, if they can appeal to that, to black men especially, they can appeal to that, they feel like they can get you to do their agenda or be a part of their agenda. Like, we have this notion that we have to be a part of this quote unquote American dream, but hey, what is the American dream?
Yeah, I was just say that. Nobody will tell me what the American dream is.
What is the American dream that we're all vying for? What is this American dream that we're all trying to achieve? You know what I'm saying? Like, with capitalism in place, black folks are never gonna get there. Let's be honest, because capitalism is a structure where you have to have a working class of people in order for capitalism to work. Because you have to, if you want to build a store, you have to have workers for your store. You want to build a factory, you have to have workers for your factory. There has to be a working class of people in order for capitalism to work. And what's happened now is the working class are getting the smaller share, even though we're putting in most of the work. We're getting the smaller share, and the ruling class, aka the elites, who are the CEOs, the owners, and you know the hedge fund managers and shit, they're making all this money hand over fist by the work that we're putting in, and that's where it went wrong. You know what I'm saying? Black folks need to realize, aligning ourselves with this trickle down economics that the Republicans are trying to push, or you know, that if you don't tax the rich, that all of that benefits will trickle down to us. That doesn't work. It just does not work. You know what I'm saying? And Democrats, they use us. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's why I'm an entrepreneur, bro.
Yeah.
That's the American dream to me. Like, being able to work for myself and be creative and create my own shit, and I have to depend on, you know, what these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a motherfucker don't like me in the work system, they can just fire me for no reason. Like, then I'm fucked up.
And
like, that's why,
for no reason.
Yeah, and then you fucked up, but you can't even get mad at them because you put yourself in a position. You gave them the power over your fucking life and over your family at the same time. Yeah. I'm not like people. Nigga, it ain't nothing wrong with having a job. Like, everybody ain't built to be an entrepreneur. But I'm just saying, you got to think about that shit when you going in these type of shits.
Nah, for real. Because I went to, you know, I was doing network marketing for a little bit, a few years, probably like in 2012, 2013. I went to like one of these seminars, and this dude made a good point. You know what I'm saying? He made one good point. He was like, when you go into a job, it's basically like somebody has a check and they're dangling the check over your head and they're telling you to do things that they want you to do for this check, and you know what I'm saying, looking at the check, are gonna do that because it's just inept for us to want to take the easy route out, or just not put in the work to just do what someone else says do to get a check, because we're so like, go back to your point, instant gratification. Yeah. We need gratification now. We need to see the work that we're putting in now, or at least relatively now, you know what I'm saying, for us to be gratified by it, versus somebody who's an entrepreneur who understands that I'm making this investment right now and I know I'm gonna benefit and profit off of it maybe 5-10 years down the line. You know what I'm saying? Well, that made perfect sense about.
We got so many organizations out here, which I know we got some, but let's take it from me. Like, being an entrepreneur is hard as hell, because if you're good at more than one thing, you don't know what to focus on. So some of these kids don't have direction, and some of these people don't have direction on what they want to do in life, so all they do is work.
Yeah.
My mother just told me this for the first time in my life. I work because I don't know what I want to do.
But some people don't know what they want to do.
Exactly.
Well, that's what they can help you with, what you know what you want to do. What we were talking about last time, like how we need to be coming together. That's why I'm saying, like, if everybody got so and so shit going on, we can help each other push, get each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of these shits gonna win. Yeah. But people think for self. You can't think for self when it comes to that. That's why, like, even when people talk about like them Kardashian shit, I don't like them for the same reason other people do. I respect Kris Jenner turning her family into a business.
Big facts.
Yeah.
If most people thought like that, nobody, we wouldn't be fucked up.
She turned the whole family into a business.
Exactly. That's another thing with the Ice Cube shit, with the business shit, what we talking about. Everybody doing different things instead of us putting this shit on the table and like, what the fuck you know what I'm saying? Like, putting all this shit on the table and accomplishing something. But everybody too busy because I'm trying to do me, you trying to do you, she trying to do her. You know what I'm saying? They trying to do them.
Somebody else want a bigger portion instead of putting all the food on the table and everybody eat out the pot.
Exactly.
What you put in is what you get out.
What the fuck works?
Well,
what's working? Let's do that.
Yeah, but one thing I can say, our black women have been putting in a lot more work than we've been putting in on these particular issues that are plaguing the black community. I'm not saying us black men haven't been doing anything, but our black women for these past 10 years have been the forefront of all of these movements and all of these changes that we're having. So I feel like Ice Cube just now coming to the table and saying,
he's been pushing that his whole career though. Like,
but see, he's been speaking on political issues, yes, his whole career, but Ice Cube has never decided to build a policy, any type of get into the political fray like this. Like, my thing is, he said on that interview, he watched George Floyd die, and that's what made him want to come up with this contract with Black America, which is actually a play on contract with Native America that's already implemented. That I forgot who implemented that contract with Native America, but this is just a play off of that. You know what I'm saying? But what was my thing is, where was he? You know, when Tamir Rice was killed, where were you? You know, doing when John Crawford got killed, when Sandra Bland was murdered, when Philando Castile got killed? Like, where was this energy for you to want to push these black narratives 5 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, bro, you can't say that, bro.
He pushed it since N.W.A.
I'm not saying speaking on. I mean, that could go either way. You could say
it don't matter when he started, as long as he started.
But that could go either way.
You don't have to say shit now.
To us, N.W.A. is viewed as, you know, He was speaking on it back then. He was speaking on black struggles, the black what's going on, police brutality, all of that.
Now.
And I get and I understand and I get that, totally get that. You know what I'm saying? But once you reach a certain plateau with black celebs, and this happens all across black celebs, they tend to switch their viewpoints.
You can't say that about Q.
They switch their.
That's one nigga you can't say that about, bro. His shit ain't never switched.
As far as
just like I could agree with this, like how he went.
As far as what? Giving black people their money. Like you said, he ain't paying
nobody. No, but I'm talking about, bro. He the most pro-black motherfucker I know.
as far until it comes down to his business dealings, when he's doing business,
He's not affected by the shit.
Is he pro-black when he
his
do
own
business?
thing, huh?
Is he pro-black when he does business?
Yes. Nobody own Ice Cube shit.
I'm just saying, like
Ice Cube own his own shit. Even all his movies, his music,
and that's good. But the black people who help him attain this cult status that he has, like with movies like Friday and Next Friday and Friday After Next, like literally Chris Tucker won't do another Friday because he's still
okay. Look, no, it's like this. No, check game with that. If we do a movie right now, ain't nobody gonna know what the fuck is gonna do. We just gonna do this movie, and I put all my money up. And if I give you 2,000, you gonna be cool with that because it's just the movie we putting together right now.
The movie blew.
And then the movie just accidentally blow up.
But see, and that's when
what the fuck? I invested all my money in this shit.
Exactly.
I don't want to bet on myself.
But you didn't bet on yourself though. You spent your money. You made a bet on these people.
When he got paid for that movie, when he got paid, he got paid. Ezell didn't get paid nothing.
Yeah.
Them niggas got paid like $5,000. No, they got paid like $5,000. Everybody.
But that was banking on a movie that they didn't know was going to
That's what I'm saying. You don't know it's going to work. Just be realistic. If we put on that, you're not going to think it's going to reach the
million. If you in the movie, be realistic. Okay, so
what you mean?
What?
Bruh, you get paid before the movie.
Yes,
before the movie.
but you also get paid if the movie reaches a certain plateau. Yeah, you know.
No, because you getting paid off of other shit. No, you get what you call it, your royalties and all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. So you telling me Friday, a cult classic that made millions of dollars on like a $2 million budget between Ice Cube putting up $1 million, DJ Pooh putting up $1 million. You know what I'm saying? They made hella money. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't say, hey, I know I just paid y'all $5,000.
I can tell you
we made millions. Here go an extra.
The whole thing went wrong was when they didn't sign contract.
Who does? No, look. Who does this?
So guess what?
It's your job.
That's before it's like YouTube.
But that's not. But you can't say it's not. That doesn't still not make it wrong. Even though these folks didn't sign a contract, and integrity is a big thing with me.
No, I agree with that, but I'm saying when you talk about business, like when you talk about your job, bro. You know how much money these people make?
Yeah.
And we making $10, $15, bro. Just imagine if you actually saw the fucking checks that come in, you be pissed.
Yeah.
You would not go to work, bro. For no $15
That's a
an hour.
street job. Ain't no right or wrong on that.
I agree with what he said because, especially if it's us.
Yeah.
I would understand that because I couldn't do no shit like that. But I'm just saying, them niggas don't even, I understand it from both ways. Because I couldn't be mad.
It's like this.
Hold on.
What's like
your partner put you on the list.
I don't want to take no money. I want mine on the back end. Whatever the movie do, that's what I want to get back.
And we don't know.
Business.
We don't know if they said that or not. We don't know if they was like, hey, pay me on the back end. But my thing is, okay, say your partner put you on the lick. He was like, hey man, I got like this $500 lick. Man, you give me $100 off of it. You hit the lick. End up getting like 10 racks. You get like 10,000, and you're like, here go to 100. And your partner like, damn nigga, I thought it was gonna be 500. You got 10,000. You only gonna give me 100.
You sold your soul.
And it's like, damn.
Look, even John Witherspoon, what he said, nobody knew it was gonna be shit.
Well,
look, when they went to view the movie,
ain't nobody looking at the bigger picture.
But what
the biggest picture is, where did they all go after Friday?
Exactly.
Everybody went
exactly.
So that's the big picture right there.
So maybe that's the one. I can't say he's there.
Don't trust. He's still sound out.
Tiny Lister, he went up a little bit, then he went down. You know what I'm saying?
But
that's what I looked at. Everybody went up.
Everybody got that look.
Chris Tucker
people went up. Chris Tucker went up.
That's what
Ice Cube went up. Neil Long, she went up.
Megan Good was in the movie.
I guess.
Megan Good.
But I think that was the one. Yeah,
that's why more than money, bro.
So that's the thing. All those people said something. Yeah, look at that, man.
But everybody who worked on Friday had some even Faison Love was like, man, fuck that shit. We ain't get paid for that shit. Like everybody
said that. That's a black mentality.
If they never would have did shit, niggas would be like, man, I knew that shit wasn't gonna do shit. That's what they
do nothing.
They said, yeah, when they viewed the movie, when they all went to the theater, they watched the shit.
Yeah.
And niggas say they said it was trash. They all on the cast. The niggas who was the cast, they was like, man, this shit bullshit. Face and Love said that when he was like, man, we all thought that shit was trash.
Yeah.
That motherfucker came back and that shit started. When the shit blew up, niggas looking back crazy.
Yeah.
Where my money at? Now
Yeah.
niggas
Now you saying where my money at.
But see, on Ice Cube too, I just don't want him to negate the people who been doing this work. You know what I'm saying? Who been
I'm
trying
telling
to
you,
do
bro,
it.
I ain't never seen that from Cuz.
I guarantee you that you just showed me.
He just said
he's gonna be way better than he was before because he never had that knowledge or that information. Oh boy, Martin just turned him on to some game he didn't know about. So that's why he got quiet. You know, he paused. I laughed at it. I laughed because he didn't know, and I understand. Because this stuff you tell me that I don't know, and then once I know, I can spring it on him. I can spring it on him. And now Ice Cube, he gave Ice Cube the game, and he hooked him up with a girl. Watch what he do. He's gonna spread it.
Like, and I hope he spread it, but
it's all good.
He was kind of defensive on there on the Roland Martin interview. He was kind of like he felt like Alicia was like not trying to give him the respect for doing this contract, and what Alicia was saying to him is you are not giving me this respect for what I have done to push this narrative to the forefront. Like she was saying, she literally has death threats. She literally has to have security team around the clock 24/7 as being the founder of Black Lives Matter because of the rhetoric that Donald Trump is putting out there against this organization. People are trying to kill her. People are trying to kill Opal and all these other people. And here you have a black man, Ice Cube, goes and meets with this man. And that's where that's how she feels about it. A lot of black women feel that black men are not doing enough to protect them.
I would understand it.
That's what you say.
You know what I'm saying?
Or black women protected. That's what we
and that's what she was trying to tell him. Like he was like,
it could depend when it comes to
he literally said, man, black people been fighting for this since the 1960s, and we ain't got nowhere. We ain't even moved an inch, and we ain't got nothing, and not a pot to piss in. He literally just said that on that interview. Is that true for black people? Is that literally the honest to God truth? Do you feel like, I mean, I don't know when your pops was born, but is it like when you living in the 1960s in this day and age for black folks?
Nah,
do we have
the stories?
Do we have colored only and white only? You know what I'm saying? We don't. I'm not saying
some places
it is. I'm not saying we move astronomically far. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying
I feel like the crib is behind, like on a lot of shit. What you think, Pop?
It's just covered up. Bro.
Like, now I'm talking about like the lifestyle, like people still live the old way.
Yeah.
The
country.
But as far as with black people go, we aren't at the same level.
We got a black president, so that's what Ice Cube had to understand.
Even besides the black, we have made strides.
They give you some shit just so you just shut your ass.
Never gave Jesse Jackson the presidency in 1988.
Huh?
They didn't give
but even in the 1960s, black folk weren't as educated as we are now.
Oh, yeah.
We are a lot more educated, which is like, that's what he was saying. He was saying we haven't moved an inch, we haven't went nowhere.
But we have.
And we have. Black women are the most educated group in demographic in America. We have made tremendous strides. And just to say we ain't got shit, we ain't got a pot to piss in, you're taking away from the black wealth and the people who actually work hard and make a good living. You know what I'm saying? You're taking away from a lot of black people when you say that, and you put this stigma on black folks, bro.
He aiming at them though. He ain't talking shit about
he ain't shitting on us. He's talking about the white people, but he's like
when you say black folks don't have a pot to piss in, you creating that image for white people. You're reinforcing that stereotype.
They know he ain't got shit, bro.
I'm just saying though, don't say.
But do you want them to tell a lie or the truth? Most black people are fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's what he mad about.
We are, but
I feel like niggas going about shit the wrong way, but that's just the reality, bro. You know, like it's one, bro. But I know based on me.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and the shit that I gotta do for certain people, which we won't talk about, but it's just certain shit that I gotta do.
Yeah.
For my, like, nigga, this who I care, this who I make shit. I'm not good if they not good.
Nah, really.
So based off of me specifically, I know it's more of that going on, nigga. So I know we fucked up. Shit, that ain't nothing bad to say.
But I don't just want to say we ain't got a pot to piss in, and you know what I'm saying? Cause black entrepreneurship is up. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's our mindset. I think that's what it is. Like if more of us had that mindset, like had a different mindset, then we would be better off. But that's where it started though, the mindset.
The mindset. Just say we ain't got a pot to piss. Like I don't want to know like. Stop showing these slave movies. That's how I feel about that. Like stop showing these slave movies. Stop showing that. Stop saying we ain't got the pot to piss in.
But look, see that's what keep us like this, black people. You gotta look at the intent, bruh.
Yeah.
I know what you said that they gonna perceive from that, but you gotta look at the nigga intent, bruh. He not intending on shitting on his people, and that's what keep us. That's what keep us at each other. Yeah, like he just like
he feel like we still getting treated like we ain't got a pot to piss in.
Exactly.
But that was a lack of for better words.
Because sometimes you can miss words and shit. And you mean it this way, but I said it this way. I didn't mean to say it like that.
I got faith in dude because watching you showed me a lot. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up, you know, about it. But then when you see him looking and he free, I'm like, and he started hearing shit, you can see him sucking in, but he getting mad.
He getting mad.
He getting mad because it's like, God, I just came out here and they said this stupid shit got played, and then he gotta explain to them what he trying to really do.
And then what is our people gonna do to him?
They gonna shit on him.
That's how they gonna feel.
laugh.
They not gonna fit. They ain't gonna feel like that. Like help your brother like get more understanding. Like niggas just gonna, bruh.
But see, on the reason I feel like black people are doing that too, Ice Cube, because he's doubling down. He ain't saying, "Hey y'all, man, I lapsed the judgment, man. I let the Trump campaign use me." You know
give him his props, because guess what? He did what a lot of motherfuckers ain't gonna do. He still went out there and spoke on some shit.
Nah, you right.
A lot of niggas sitting on their ass today, they laughing at him and talking about him.
And maybe that's what we need to do as black folks. Maybe we need to look at these other celebrities and be like, man, at least he doing something. Why ain't y'all with him?
How they got a whole 11-minute compilation just hours ago of everybody, celebrities roasting Ice Cube, but you bitch ass niggas ain't doing shit.
Exactly.
Y'all out here in Miami or Tahiti chilling and making TV shows and shit. This man he's speaking up. Even if he is wrong on what he said, we know what he's trying to do.
That's what I'm saying.
We know the agenda he's trying to push. He want to help.
Exactly.
And he's showing that he want to help.
Exactly.
So he can go in there. You can be the dumbest person in your class, but if you step forward first on some shit, can't nobody laugh and say nothing about you. You can be the dumbest person out there. We know what your agenda is, what agenda you're trying to push, and what your intent is. And I support you 100%. Now you need to back away from the Trump campaign and don't do no more business with them now that you got some information.
Exactly.
Back up. Now, take 2 steps back so you can see the whole picture.
No, that's true.
So now that you got some game from 2 people that's been doing this shit for 20, 40 years, now you got game, then you're going to step back and you're going to go back in there, and when you talk again, motherfuckers going to look at you like, that's how it goes.
You can't just shame them, motherfuckers. Let them know what they doing wrong. Like, he did it the right way, bro. I respect it.
Because
he did the right way.
On the first episode, Ice Cube came on and said he wants to collaborate with other groups who are out here doing this for black people. That's what Ice Cube said. So he went and got Alicia Garza and was like, hey, Alicia, you on the West Coast. Cube, you on the West Coast. Hey, y'all need to, get with, take some sections out of each other's programs and what y'all like, and try to come up with a coalition. Work with the Congressional Black Caucus and all these other black, all these other.
Both got something each other need.
Yeah.
She needs his fund and he needs her resources.
And black celebrities do need to be involved because they have influence to some of these CEOs and corporate entities to where they can use their celebrity and their power to say, oh, you want me to do this latest issue of Vogue? I'm not going to do it until you sign on to this black initiative and our black super PAC.
But see,
you know what I'm saying?
The biggest question is, what can we do as a people, as a whole, to get other black people on? Because there's still a lot of black people killing black people. And we know it.
But see,
from your hood to my hood to his hood, it's still black do we have to get everybody together and then lead them out to show them that we stick together, and then they get into some shit and we can't help it?
We have to educate our population. And when I say educate, I don't mean just in the sense of school, but in the sense of sitting down at a school building. Like, we have to educate people on what you're doing is feeding in to something that was designed for you to do this. Right. Like COINTELPRO, crack in the 1980s was the construct for our modern day drug market that we have. They designed it to function like this. They designed for you to get caught up in the trap. That's why they call it a trap. Like they designed, and we have to tell black. But see, I don't fault a lot of black people because we don't have an economic footing. So we don't have the resources and opportunities to try to make money in the arenas that white folks make money, like the stock market and real estate, land ownership, you know what I'm saying, and rental properties. Like, not a lot of black people have that. I mean, some do, not a lot of black people have that. So when we're looking at the economy in our neighborhoods, the economic structure of our neighborhoods centers around a lot of the time illegal activity. You know what I'm saying? So if this is the only job that's hiring in my neighborhood and I need money, why, fuck it, I'm finna go, you know what I'm saying, post up with the niggas on the block, serve this package, whatever I'm gonna make off of it, and continue to do that because that's the only job that's being offered in my neighborhood. When you look at Walmart, Amazon, and even Tesla, I was going to Houston. Tesla has a plant in Houston. You look at where they put their plants in their warehouse and their locations, it's always centered around white neighborhoods. When you look at the job opportunities over here, how many grocery stores do you have in a 1 block radius right here?
A lot of us are afraid to grow, like people in them neighborhoods. Like and people don't want to sell their home to get out of the environment.
I don't think we're afraid. It's a lot of people that don't know. They don't know that they can do this.
White folks really don't have to sell their home. White folks can live in their home for like 30, 40 years and die.
But I'm saying, bro, like, ain't nobody fixing up the community. Like, the people in the community is not fixing up the community. Because
the banks aren't located in their community. The banks aren't giving people refinancing loans to refinance their homes and their mortgage so they can improve on the infrastructure of their houses in a black neighborhood. They're not giving
the
out.
house, though, bro.
I'm saying,
what about the whole environment?
Even in the streets, the banks aren't giving black people loans so they can start black businesses in black neighborhoods. Like, this is a thing. Like, this is an actual thing
no such
right
thing
now.
as a black neighborhood. We don't own the shit.
No, we don't own the shit, but historically the population of that neighborhood is black, and the culture of that neighborhood was started by black people. So yeah, it could be a black neighborhood because it's the culture of the neighborhood is centered around blackness and black people. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that since we don't own it, we can't lay claim to this neighborhood.
If we own stores and shit, niggas gonna rob the nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
The Arab, they ain't fucking with the Arab nigga. That's why the Arab come to the black neighborhood, as you know, the black neighborhood.
Because they'll give an Arab a loan to build a store in the black neighborhood before they'll give you a loan.
But look, all this money going around here with the trade that we were just talking about, all this money going around here, ain't nobody buying no fucking stores. And your mama running the store, like, or your sister running the store, like, all this money running.
I mean, it's not happening on a macro scale, but it is happening. Look at Atlanta. How many black-owned grocery stores and corner stores are in Atlanta? Even my cousin had a smoke shop in Cedar Hill that he started. That you know what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about, like, we need. More. You know, I'm talking about more of that, in order to
that goes back to the education. That goes back to the education front. If black folks don't know that they have this opportunity in front of them all day, every day, then they're not going to be as prone to try to look for that or go for that opportunity. But if they see that this dude is, you know what I'm saying, doing what he do, to make, I'm not gonna do what he doing. He got a nice car.
It's still gonna be based off of the respect of a nigga name.
Exactly.
If you get a business, like, niggas still gonna fuck you out if you a weenie. Even though you trying to do something better for your community, nigga gonna run up in your shit.
Exactly.
Take your shit.
And it does. And it is like
we gotta change that mentality, like how we treat each other, bro. Like, before that can happen.
No, we do.
The way we look at each other is fucked up.
It is, but that's just that self-hate, man. We've been taught to hate our hair, to hate our features, to hate how we act and our mannerisms. We've been taught to hate you know, how we were taught to hate ourselves. Malcolm X said, "Who taught you to hate yourself?" They've taught us to hate ourselves. So when we look at another black man, a lot of us, we don't see us as a human being, or we don't see us on the same platform as we see a white person. That's why we kill our own. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that.
But black on black crime. But let me get this. Let's take it straight. Black on black crime is a myth. People do crime relative to their location, their proximity.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. We need to respect each other and start treating black people with more respect. But it goes back to that self-hatred. I'm
talking about. I'm glad you said that because I want to know, like, cause that's the thing. Y'all say we would talk to hate each other, right? Like how were we taught to hate each other? Movies, radio, mainstream. Comic books, cartoons. You know what I'm saying? Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood. All of this is propaganda.
All that shit was hard to us.
But that shit was real life before the movie was made.
But see, and that's why I said
it pushed it even more. It pushed it for every generation that we had. Like for our generation, we had Boys in the Hood and all that. For your father's generation, they had other movies, they had Colors and all that other shit. So you can just keep going back generations. Yeah. For every generation that comes out, there is a black movie of violence.
Okay, look, so that means that we help them push them agenda because we acting in these movies.
No, we fail for the propaganda.
If these movies and shit is showing us how to hate each other, and it's black people in these movies, we help them push that agenda.
Yes, it's all subconsciously. Because you have to understand, they had doctrines at Yale on how to manipulate the subconscious of people. That's how Russia was able to manipulate the 2016 elections by using propaganda, because as humans we are susceptible and predictable to a certain extent. Like they can literally see what you like and the things that you like and build a whole entire bubble centered around the things that you like, and you're thinking that you're making these choices independent of anyone else, but really these are the choices that they laid out for you to pick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
because they forward thinking.
No. And exactly. So black people have to be forward thinkers. We have to identify the plans, or even if they're not making it blatantly known, we have to just assume that this is a plan that they got it. So let's try to counteract that by just centralizing our own issues to us. You know what I'm saying? Like a seat at the table. No, let's create our own tables. Literally, let's all black people create our own table. But that's when I say we will need the black celebrities to get on board, just to use their celebrity influence, because a lot of people aren't willing to do the research and education on their own. They'll just listen to somebody in power who is well known for information that cannot be true or not true.
The term coverage, you know what I'm saying?
And believe that shit. So
your followers gonna always, you can write something down, they gonna never read it. They'll watch you do it.
Martin Luther King had Harry Belafonte. Malcolm X had Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? They had Lena Horne. They had Dorothy Dandridge. They had Cicely Tyson and Eartha Kitt and Sidney Poitier, who were using their celebrity to push forward the civil rights movement. That's why the civil rights movement is so prominently known now, because they had the black actors and the black athletes and the upper class black elites on the same page as the black people on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they were bankrolling it. You know what I'm saying? They were funding it.
Back then it was 50-50.
And now
it's like this.
Exactly. Black celebrities are quick to say, man, I don't do politics. I'm just here to play. I'm just here to. And that's my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because they morals ain't intact.
Exactly. If it wasn't for Sidney Poitier or Harry Belafonte or Eartha Kitt or Cicely Tyson, you know what I'm saying, or Dick Gregory, you know what I'm saying, there would be no civil rights movement if it wasn't for these key figures using their celebrity to push these issues to the forefront.
Right.
And that's why I applaud Colin Kaepernick, because that's what he did. And look what they did to him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I can't sit here and say, let's work for both sides. Okay, I'm gonna work for the side of black folks. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm gonna push this black agenda. You know what I'm saying? You wanna come to the table, come to the table. You know what I'm saying? But if not, then we're gonna have to turn this table down and build another one for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's just plain and simple. If you want the black vote, come get all of the black vote. You see, black men typically don't. Black men are only people who stray away from. You know what I'm saying? Black women, they vote because they vote for things that affect women. You know what I'm saying? Like their families and, you know, being able to have a good home and being able to afford school for their kids. Some people got kids in college. Like black women think about things different from men. Men, we think like they said, like anti-immigration. Black men, we think anti-immigration because we look at these warehouses. You know, black men are like, you know, look at these, you know, Hispanics coming in here taking all our warehouse jobs, taking all our construction jobs. I can't get no construction job because, you know, all the Hispanics come taking our construction job, and they feed on that. They play into that with black men and feed on that. You know what I'm saying?
You said that black men complain about them doing that?
Yeah, I mean that's an actual thing. What's up, bro? That's an actual thing that they focus groups and studies and polls have shown that that's one of the main points that black men preach about when, as far as what chose them to vote for Trump, or what chose them to lean towards Trump, was his anti-immigration stance.
That's the first I heard that though.
No, that's dead
I never
serious.
heard black men complain about
everything in 2016.
And we might not see it, but the circle in the circles where it is prevalent for them, black men are saying, a lot of black men who are voting for Trump use that as a footing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you ever work with one of them, the Mexicans? Yeah. That's coming in here taking
my thing is, that's what Nipsey was talking about.
I mean, I love
but I'm just saying, they work harder.
They hard, bro.
And they go above and beyond. So
I grew up on Cliff, so
they earning they right,
yeah,
bro.
I literally watched my best friend across the street. His family was from El Salvador. You know, they're Salvadorian. I literally watched his daddy go to work driving trucks, come back home, build on their house, go to work driving trucks, come back home, build on their house every day in, day out. Literally, this nigga been driving since he was 11. His daddy had him driving, doing work since he was 11 years old. I watched this nigga go to the store for his mom and everything. And here I am playing, you know, kid games and shit. This nigga driving and shit already and shit. We the same age.
Yeah.
Tell me why both him and his brother now own their own fucking construction company.
Exactly.
Own their own fucking construction company. Own cement land company. Both of their own houses.
In my apartment, the people who do all the landscaping and shit, they all Mexican. That's their business.
Like, that's what they probably all live.
The people who pick up our trash off the porch. Yeah.
And but
they try to drive a regular truck. They just
you know what's real about them? Niggas hate on them, but they take jobs we won't do.
Exactly.
So how do you that? So the niggas are trying to vote for Trump and saying, I'm not against. I think we should improve on black and brown.
They get in where they fit in, bro. They ain't coming to take niggas shit.
They taking jobs you won't do.
They trying to be as quiet as possible because some of them is not legal.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They trying to work hard, send some money back to their families, or, you know, take care of their family and move on.
That's the main line. They send back to their family a lot.
But one thing that the Hispanics do that black people need to
we can learn from them.
We can learn from a lot. We need to learn how to group economics. When Hispanic people move into a shopping mall like Town Center,
well, they took over there.
It's LeGrand Plaza now. Because if you look at every store in the Hispanic, if you go into the Asian market, this will be a donut shop, this will be a nail shop, this will be a Vietnamese market, this will be a phone spot, her store, but all of it's owned by Vietnamese and all of it's owned by that certain demographic, that certain group. So black folks, we need to create our own little, you know, and I can apply places like Glendale, you know what I'm saying? Because Glendale, they trying to build something like that in Glendale right now, where all the shopping centers are owned by black people. You know what I'm saying? We need this across the board. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need black people to run for local office. Don't just look at the national level.
That's what counts.
We need to look at locally. What's going down in our local office? What can we do to shift the narrative locally so that it improves the condition for black folks locally? So they have us all caught up to do things on this macro scale instead of micro focusing on key areas and locally. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think people look too far ahead before they look at the little shit they got to do first. Yeah. When people set goals, they set a big goal. They don't set the little bitty goals to get to the big goal. You think that you just gonna take this path straight and narrow path to that big goal. But they don't see the curves, bumps, and bruises. They don't see that.
And black folks, we didn't get here, in a vacuum. We got here deliberately. Like, we were deliberately put in this position. You know what I'm saying? And now a lot of us are educated enough to say, hey, we not gonna sit here and continue.
And it's scaring the shit out of them.
Yeah, and now we got to the point to where it's like we don't give a fuck if you kill us or not at this point. We don't care if you kill our leaders and try to threaten us with death like you did that
the best
quiet generation.
Was higher learning.
Yeah.
You remember what that white boy said? He said, let's go kill those niggas right now.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man, I'm ready. He said,
Ice Cube movie.
He said, the Ice Cube movie, you're right. He said, motherfucker, they live like this every day. They see people die every day.
They're ready for war.
They're ready for war. We have to make a plan for these motherfuckers.
And that rhetoric right there is the rhetoric that they literally teach their kids, and they kids, teach their friends. And
like I was telling him, who you said it's better if they be silent about the racism shit.
Shit, I know that's a lot of people.
Well, you said that earlier. Somebody said it's best that they be silent with it, and I said I want to know my fucking enemy, bro. Because
yeah. What you talking about? Okay, you talking about my thing? They say this coming from old heads.
Yeah.
This coming from old heads. They saying it's better. They rather see the silent racism and then the Trump racism. But like you said, I'd rather know who my enemy is than to be. I went like
like some people that you went to school with that you was cool as fuck with, and now with all this shit going on,
you
shit is online. Bro, that shit, bro. I wish this nigga was here right now.
From Trinity, I literally could count on one hand how many white friends I had left because
it ain't even just white. It's some of us too.
Yeah, that's some of us too.
Piss me off, bro.
Yeah, what we were talking about earlier.
Especially us be pissing me off, bro.
My thing with he had just made a good point I was going to touch on.
Talking about the silence and the racism.
About the silence. My thing is, I would want to know who my enemy is, but I don't want to give racism a platform. I don't want to give racism a platform to spread and infect. It's like a cancer. You know what I'm saying? If it gets into one section, it can spread. You can't say, because look at what Dylan Roof did. Dylan Roof was the quietest person anybody know. You know what I'm saying? Anybody in his town knew. He didn't just openly come out and say he racist. Yeah, he got pictures with flags and guns, but he never posted his views. He never shared his views. But what he did do was listen to this dude who was an openly racist person who had a podcast with millions of people on it, and listened and fed into everything this man said, and it enraged him enough and emboldened him enough to where he wanted to act on it, and he went in a church and killed
but if you go quiet then anything that we say gotta be quiet.
I mean,
any way we feel about anything gotta be quiet. You can't quiet freedom of speech.
And you're true. You can't quiet freedom of speech, but what you can, terroristic.
They can do something about that.
Yeah, terroristic not to. But when black folks, when we talk, we're not talking from a separation standpoint or a point of power, a position of power where we're the ruling class or the ruling people of this country, and we're trying to denigrate another class of people. We're not doing that. We're just saying, treat us fair with equal rights and give us what you owe us. That's all we're saying.
So you rather sleep with the enemy?
Nah, I wouldn't rather.
I want to know who the fuck sitting here plotting on me. Like we could be sitting here right now.
We still
you walk to the bathroom, the same homie we sitting here I'm out here like I'm cut the fuck up. And you come out the bathroom, the other nigga gone, you like, yeah, what?
Among us.
The fuck?
But see,
like, you know what I'm saying? We know this shit.
We still don't know who is racist or not.
I'm talking about the ones that we do know. They talking about it, and bro, we need to. Cause look, even with them talking about it, even some of them people that probably thought that we was just out here complaining, and they just seeing this shit that's happening to us. They stepping up. They listen to their own people.
Yeah.
Like when another person start to understand our struggle, that's of another race, like say a white person, and they tell you know what I'm saying, they bring it back to they community. That helps, bro.
It does, but let me tell you.
There's a lot of them out there protesting more than niggas.
Let me tell you. You might not know this, but my stepmom is white. My dad was married to a white woman for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So that whole side of family, quote unquote family, is white. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up with white people, literally in my house every day in, day out. Her family literally in Pennsylvania and moved in with us for like a year and a half. So I grew up with white people, like for real, in the sense of, and we lived in Hearst. I was in HEB when my mom died when I was 5, moved with my dad when I was 5. He was living in Euless, moved from Soto Grande to fucking Hearst. You know what I'm saying? I moved back to Oak Cliff 5 years later, but I got to experience both sides. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in North Hearst in the 90s, being the only black kid in my school. Literally, I was me and my 2 sisters were the only black kids in the entire school. You know what I'm saying? I remember the white kids calling me black bastards and black bitch riding past my house every day. You know what I'm saying? When my brother and them had to come. And white folks, my stepmom was a hippie, a white hippie back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So when Trump got in the office, you know, she was, fuck Trump, fuck bigotry, this, that, and the third. And come to find out, her whole family, all these white folks that literally my daddy took in, that I grew up with, are all Trump supporters now.
Yeah.
Are all Trump supporters, simply because of the rhetoric that Trump put. So my white stepbrother, he goes at it with them. He goes at it with them day in and day out. They blocked him. They cut him out. You know what I'm saying? They can't do my stepmom like that because, you know, she you know, they fucks with her too tough. She take care of them too much. But at this point, this day and age, talking to white folks, talking to their people about Trump, it could have worked maybe a year ago, but at this point, no, these niggas are a cult. They're in a trance about this.
Okay, let them stay on their side.
This nigga is
but the ones that understand and not fucking fragile, nigga, let them come up. That's why I don't like saying white people. Cause it's not all them motherfuckers.
It's not.
It's them the racist white people I don't fuck with, period. But
the most loved and hated race in the world. You know what? We should make a shirt that say black people are the Dallas Cowboys.
But let me tell you, that's the word. My white cousin, one of the Trump supporters, she had posted. I had just unfollowed her the other day. She posted on Facebook about George Floyd murder. She basically said the officer was justified and George Floyd didn't die by the knee to the neck, but he died of a cocaine, acute heart attack from a cocaine overdose. She tried to make this point, and me as a black man and also look at somebody who I thought was family, I got on her ass, and I let her know as a black man how this viewpoint affected me. And she basically said, "Oh well." She basically was like, you know, I know you and your family aren't like the others.
That type of shit.
Pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what she was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that let me know. I'm like, oh, so it just, you know, here I am, a black man telling you as a gay white woman on how this viewpoint is hurtful to me and people who look like me. And here you are as somebody who's supposed to be my cousin, still sticking to that same principle, that same gun. It lets me know y'all don't have loyalty when it comes down to family. You know what I'm saying? White folks don't have loyalty in a family sense like black folks.
They don't see their cousins every day.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't see their brothers every day. They see them every 10 years.
People talking to them at Thanksgiving about that, all they gonna do is be like, oh, here's such and such go again. Oh, here this, you know what I'm saying? And shun them and try to cut them out. You know what I'm saying?
And see, like, that's even like, I was watching this show, like, this chick was about to get married. She was about to get married. Right. And the fact that the man was way older than her daddy, though. Like, he was already not fucking with this, right? So he tried to make it seem like he got mad at him for proposing to his daughter without coming and ask for his permission. And he said to the daughter, if she get married to him, period, he not coming to the wedding, knowing that how this gonna affect her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's selfish as fuck, bro.
That's selfish. Just think about yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how people are.
Like, why would you do that to her, bro? Like, what do people look for when it comes to marriage? If your daughter, what do you want the man to? What do you want him to?
You treat her right and make sure she okay. That's it.
Yeah, protect her.
Protect her.
And make sure she happy. Protect her, dude. You know what her dad? You took over my road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you responsible for that. Okay. So that's why I don't understand that extra shit. Like, why you all in your fit? This woman happy with the dude that she with, but you saying if she marry him, you don't got no reason. This nigga rich as fuck. Like, he rich. I was like, this nigga must envy the man or something, bro. Like, it's weird. I'm like, this nigga can take, and he want to get married so he can leave something behind. Cause he probably not gonna be around too long.
Yeah.
But they keep telling her, like, what about if he die?
Out your hands.
Fuck it. Okay, if he die, she get everything.
She's
he
still
told
young.
her that, like,
and she's still young, you know.
Yeah.
So he basically giving her a nice gift.
Come on, bro.
He know he old.
And that's why I say I can't be that fucking selfish, man. Like, nah, if my daughter happy, if this nigga don't abuse my daughter and shit, like, I really don't got no issue with that. He can protect her and take care of her. Like, you get my blessing, bro.
Yeah.
All the time, you know. I co-parent, so I understand.
But that was just one of them things when he said that they ain't got no loyalty with it. That was that type of shit.
Yeah. And it's sad. But you know what? Like you said, we mentioned white and, you know, white people about certain things. It happens in the black family too. I mean, I can attest to it. You can, because you see, don't nobody on my daddy's side talk to me no more.
Yeah.
All because of the death of one person, and all the money was left to one person.
Yeah.
So nobody talks to me. That's selfish as hell, because my daddy's side is doctors, lawyers, psychiatrists. You got all these people with money. But the fact that he left it to me was a problem. It's a problem. So Thanksgiving, I haven't had a Thanksgiving with my grandma in it was been 3 years, going on 4 years. Nigga, I ain't had a Thanksgiving since. I don't know where my granny is.
And that's another thing that keep us separated. Like, that's what I'm saying, money, bro. Money, bro.
But see, it's capitalism, because capitalism is this system that was built by slavery. You know what I'm saying? Where they built a system based off of slavery where you have a working class of people making all of the cotton, producing the work, and the people who benefit are the people who are the ruling class. And when they ended slavery, they couldn't just wipe away their entire system. Their whole economy would have collapsed. So they had to implement something like slavery, which is the workforce that we have now, where you have to literally go to somebody who owns a quote-unquote plantation, work for them for X amount of hours, however they say, and get paid however much they say they're gonna pay you. That's the only deal. They pay you an insignificant amount of what they get paid. You know what I'm saying? Where an average CEO of a Fortune 500 company makes $1 million in a minute, you would never probably make $1 million in your lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But yet you spending day in and day out of your lifetime making this motherfucker $1 million a minute.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how capitalism works.
And I hate it. And people always ask, "Oh, you don't never stay on the job?" I said, "I don't stay on the job to get the money I was trying to get, and I'm out of there." Because the longer I'm there, the more money he making.
Like literally,
the more of my life you taking.
My cousin is in the group chat right now.
But it's fucked up because we need money to survive.
You really don't. You can live off the land if you know what you're doing.
See, the reason why we need money is because they make it to where we need money. They make it to where we need money to pay for things that are necessities. Like, we need lights to live. Like, literally, you need lights to live. We need water to live.
Y'all don't see the people out in Alaska living in the woods.
When I say we need lights to live, we need electricity to live on a grand scale. Not everybody can live by fire. You know what I'm saying? We need certain things to be able to live, because we weren't taught to cook our. I mean, if you can wipe out all the technological advances that we've ever made and go back to living off the land.
Wipe out the people on the beard.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
Now listen. Y'all heard what I said?
Yeah.
It's gonna wipe out the people who don't need to be here. If you can't live without it, then you shouldn't be here.
We're not gonna give up our flat screen TVs and our iPhones.
I will sell this motherfucker right now for $2.
I
will too. I'm not saying that. I mean, I will too. But on the grand scale, everybody is not going to do that.
And that's the ones that need to be eliminated. If you can't live off the land, that's why the economy is fucked up anyway. There's too many people here that don't want to do shit.
But see, believe it or not, it's more people who think like that than it is that people who think like us. You know what I'm saying? So we have to think about it. We couldn't fight.
Okay.
Because they think like a lot more of them think like that than that think like us. Like as far as living off of being able to live off the land, being able to be minimalist and minimalizing our lifestyle. America is not taught to do that. America is taught to go big, do everything extravagant.
The whole world
we're the greatest, we're the biggest, the best. So we're taught to overdo things all the time, especially in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. So you gotta have big trucks, big houses, abundance of things. And it is, but it's also programming too.
Yeah, advertisement is programming.
Yeah, like we're programmed to want these things, to want to have the latest and greatest, no matter what it is. That's why they can drop a new iPhone every year that do the same shit the last iPhone 5 years ago did, and motherfuckers is gonna go buy it up like it ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? They're able to do that shit because we want the latest and greatest always. You know what I'm saying? And that's the issue right now.
That's why they stay
Capitalism
That's why
breeds
niggas
that.
stay broke, bro.
Yeah, but see, capitalism breeds that.
You can't want that, and then
You can't take it with you when you die, man.
Yeah, and if they not making money, then they not making money. So in order for them to make money, they gonna push the advertisement agenda, push the cycle to keep going, cause it's like a wheel. They need the wheel to keep turning in order for them to keep generating money. And if the wheel stops,
you see something wrong with that?
Yeah, I do.
I see something completely wrong. I'm over here saying a whole bunch of shit to myself as we speak.
What's wrong with this?
It's fucked me up, bro. Like, I really believe that a lot of this shit should be
No, what part? Because you probably don't even... What part are you talking about? Yeah, go ahead.
Capitalism, period.
Ah, okay, never mind.
Are you talking about with the wheel?
Nah, I was just talking about, like...
People too dependent.
How certain shit is marketed for us to...
Yeah.
You know, want to go get...
Supply and demand, and people want to go
but
get...
But that's what any business that you gotta have it.
Yeah, see, marketing is one of those things that comes from like propaganda. Germans were crucial in instructing this, like how Nazi Germany got its German population to turn against the Jewish population is by putting out advertisements after advertisements after advertisements and taking out news articles, writing books, and creating this fascist narrative and putting people in this bubble, like putting out so much content that people start to believe in it. People really start to actually believe in it because it's everywhere at this point, and it's all they see. And we've taken aspects of that and put it into our advertising in America, to where if they want you to buy something, they're gonna shove the advertisement down your throat. You're gonna see it on TV, you're gonna see it on Facebook, you're gonna see it just scrolling on your phone. The advertisement might just pop up out of nowhere. They're gonna give it to you because they want you to follow this certain program.
I'm about to go buy a flip phone because you know what? I just told you that was one of my British skates. So, nigga, I'm on Instagram. Boom, what happens? First thing pop on my Instagram. Angels Skates. Shop here now. Bitch, I ain't never...
If you got HBO Max, watch this documentary called Agent Chaos that just came out on HBO Max. And basically what it does is detail how the Russians really hacked the 2016 election, like how it was only 12 Russians sitting in a fucking room in an apartment in Russia, literally a small ass apartment, who literally hacked the entire United States election by simply creating disinformation campaigns where they'll create a black group, like Black Voices Matter. Like literally they had it to where they created a group called Black Voices Matters, created a fake Facebook page, a fake Twitter page, Instagram page, and started just pushing out all these narratives about Clinton and black folks and how the 1994 crime bill, and just start pushing, just start churning all of this disinformation out, to where black folks in 2016 said, I ain't finna vote for what? I said it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people said it. And literally, it was only 12 Russians in a room who did that to the entire black population. We were one of their central focal points. We have to understand that they focused on black people. They seen that they were able to prey on certain needs of ours and use that against us, as far as, or not against us, but use that to get their agenda done, which is to elect Donald Trump as president.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Agent Chaos it lays out like point by point, key by key, each like each method that they use and how some of the memes and even some of the gifts that we like are generated by agent or Russian agents. Right, a lot of the shit on Facebook
Nigga, all the new
are
movies got
generated
based
by
on
Russian agents.
Yeah, all the new movies is coming out has something to do with Russia, Serbia, all that shit.
And that's another thing.
on.
These dictators are movie producers too. Like people don't understand that Kim Jong-un, North Korea dictator, he invests in movies. So does
They kidnapped 2 people, 2 of the best actors and actresses in South Korea. Kidnapped them, took them over there, and told them they would only make movies for them.
Making a movie is a money laundering scheme. It's one of those schemes that they can clean their money with. Mm-hmm. They can take their dirty money, invest it in a movie, in the production of the movie, and then get clean money back off of the movie sales. It's a money laundering scheme, and literally El Chapo was trying to do it with Sean Penn. A lot of dictators have been caught doing a lot of movies we like. If you look up how many dictators produce movies in Hollywood, you're gonna see a lot of motherfucking movies that you didn't know were produced, or some of the producers were people who are dictators and drug lords in these other countries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They love us in other countries. They love us.
It just depends, bro. Africa specifically.
I don't know.
That's where I would go.
I don't know, it's too high.
Bro, it's worse in other countries, bro.
Not in Europe, you got
a lot of these people follow the shit that America got going. How they look at black people is how
what
America.
Was the black people that was kidnapped?
Look. Why do people want to come here? Because of how America marketed, right? Like the greatest.
How they market us?
No, I'm talking about greatest country.
Yeah.
That's why people want to come here. Look at how black people are depicted in America.
Yeah.
Bruh, I ain't talking about like the people we'll be dating and shit. I'm talking about the people who run this shit. Go look at us coming over there. Coming from here to there. Nigga, they gonna fucking have us some boy.
They gonna wipe us out when we get there.
Yeah. As we come, bro, we gonna be on notice. Each person coming in, we gonna be on notice.
Yeah, somebody already watching.
Yeah, here you go, he getting in a taxi 59,
send that diesel
all
down
the way
the
to
street.
his room,
Send that diesel down the street full speed to hit that taxi.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
You know, bro, it's gonna be worse, bro. I'm telling you.
You right about that. But I mean, if we, like you say, it's all a process. So if you start slowly getting out of this country, and everybody going everywhere, not just one location. Everybody, we already salt and pepper around this motherfucker. The whole world.
Bro, we built this. Why we gonna run away?
Us and the Indians, the natives.
We built this shit. Why we gonna run away?
Get the Indians back their country, the real Indians. I want to be somewhere where I help, like, we supposed to come here to help them. The white people supposed to come here to help them. Well, that
means we'll set ourselves back another 400 years.
No, we won't, because we're not going to be stuck nowhere.
Start over?
Man, we ain't even started yet.
We gotta adapt to the way these other countries ran too.
We ain't adapt to how this motherfucker ran. That's why we pick a president every 4 years.
I feel like we is.
I don't think we adapted to how this motherfucker ran. We switch presidents every 4 years.
I think we further along than we was.
Everybody else keep the same motherfucker. The Pope don't leave till he die.
Forever. We further along. It's cause we scary, bruh.
Shano,
cause all we do is talk. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. That's why we can get abused and shit like that.
Yeah, but you see our numbers.
We get treated like we get treated cause nobody gonna do shit about it.
Do you see our numbers here in the United States versus every other country?
And what?
And like our black people.
The amount of us?
It might be 4 million total black people, and I'm just exaggerating that number.
Yeah.
It might be 4 million total black people in America when there's 323 million people in America.
Yeah.
Bro, it ain't that deep here anyway.
Yeah.
We not that deep. When you can go to Africa, there's over 1 billion black people, or you go to the UK and all that shit, it's over 20 million black people. Yeah. We small here. That's why they love us, because we was the ones that was kidnapped and we became the show. We took over the show, now they mad. You let us free, we took over your sports, We took over your TV shows.
But they learn how to get bread off of us for doing it.
Exactly.
And we don't never think business.
But that's why I say when we go somewhere else, they love us. Because the black people they got over there speak the language they speak, they got the accent they got. When we come over there, everybody over here in America got different accents. I'm talking about a nigga one state above you talk different from how you talk.
Yeah.
That shit amuses people. That's why they want to know what state are you from. How many places do you know in Europe? You can't name 20 of them, but they can name all 50 states. Cause you go over there like, what state are you from? New York. Oh, New York.
Yeah, I'm telling you. That's because how they market to you. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Texas, you gonna get country. The South, you gonna get country. And you're not gonna get the same kind of country.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What I do is my business. Don't look at my cup. Don't look at my cup. Don't look at my cup. You and me, why I hate? They just wanna be us. They just wanna be us. They just wanna be us. Ain't stunting no bitch. Counting figure something up. Counting figure something up.